Watch where you're going.
I found Ginger. He begged me to ask if he can return.
Why should I take him back? It might be his fault I had to bury my husband.
What?
Why else would he flee but guilt? The men said they didn't see him in bed. He didn't have a clean conscience because he gave those murderers a signal.
That's not true. He fled because one of the attackers recognized him and Ginger was afraid he'd come back and kill him.
Those are just excuses. He wouldn't dare come back.
But they came back the very same day. If he hadn't run, they'd have killed him and everyone else.
Why would they do that?
Why not? They'd already murdered several people, why not a few more?
And now I'm supposed to take him back? What if they come back for him and kill one of my daughters in the process?
The cutthroats who were after him have been taken care of. And the rest have no reason to return here.
And what about for revenge? I can't take him back.
I understand your concerns, but you just need to ask Sir Hanish to leave you a guard. Those bandits might be willing to take on a few...
I'd definitely feel better if someone was here a few days to keep watch.
It can be arranged. I'm sure Sir Bernard won't object.
Good then. Let the lad come back again.
Oh!
Jesus Christ be praised.
I talked to Ginger and found out what happened.
Out with it then.
Ginger fled because he recognized one of the raiders. He was afraid they'd come back to silence him.
Well, he was right.
He didn't know his name. Some fellow with a limp from Ujits.
All right, since you've gone this far, you may as well ask around in Ujits. We've enough to do here in these parts anyway. Sir Radzik will tell you about it. He said to send you to him if you haven't already been.
The Lord be praised. What brings you to me?
Thank you, Mandy. I keep
Lord,
forgetting to unmute.
I managed to find a clue to the whereabouts of the bandits.
Excellent. Bernard already told me what's been happening, but I'd like to hear it straight from the horse's mouth.
The whole story, or just the gist of it, sir?
It's up to you what you consider important.
One of the Neuhoff stable boys, a lad they called Ginger, fled from there and hid out with some charcoal burners. I have to say, there's a lot of them around. I never thought how many forges and ironworks they have to supply.
That's true, but keep to the point.
Oh, yes, sir. I had quite a job finding him. He was well hidden and with good reason. The bandits wanted to kill him because he recognized one of them.
Did he tell you what happened?
He said it wasn't one gang, but two. And one of them took fright when the slaughter started. Seems they were only interested in loot, so they quarrelled with the other lot. Then it came to a skirmish in the woods and one of them was killed. The rest of them scattered.
And did you find out where they went?
All I know is one of them is from Ujits. I know enough about him to be able to track him down.
All right, but those cutthroats must know who he is too, right? And if they want to get revenge on him or silence him, you'd better hope they don't get to him before you. So drop everything and get on his trail. Find out what he knows and then report back to me. I'm going to our encampment at Merhayed to oversee the security of the region.
Yes, sir. Why choose Merhayed?
It's somewhat at the centre of events, isn't it? And what's more, there's another stud farm there.
Sir, do you think they're going to try the same thing again?
I shouldn't think so. Everyone will be on the alert now, but the secluded dwellings are more vulnerable. There are few people in them. They're scattered everywhere and we can't guard them all.
But the bandits won't find much silver in places like that.
There's always a groschen or two, some food and so on. Anyway, how much silver did they get from slaughtering those horses?
True. If they'd stolen them, they could have sold them. Those were fine animals.
Exactly. It's not about the silver. It's about something else.
But what?
Creating fear. Such great terror that you won't even squeak when they come to cut your throat. Never mind raise your hand against them.
I've just started.
To the spot, staring like a rabbit entranced by a stoat, waiting for the death
I've talked to
blow
2
fall.
NPCs since
Helpless
I loaded
to
up the
do
game.
anything about it.
I have some news about the investigation, sir.
Good. Tell me.
The trail leads to Uzhitz. I found out one of the bandits is from there, a fellow they call Limpy Lubosh.
I see. What else?
That's
Okay.
all I found out so far, sir.
All right.
So this is an error
Come
in the
back and
game right
report to
now.
me as soon as you learn anything new.
I never once received a name. All we know is that it was a guy from Ushitz with a limp. They would never once spoke his name, so that's actually like that was a writing mistake or a quest mistake or something along those lines. Dialogue, I don't know what you'd call it, but we never once heard the guy's name. Mysterious ways. But I don't think it's technically dialogue necessarily belong to the quest. I'm not sure. Because it's like the specific timing and everything. But like that shouldn't have happened. Like, I mean, it doesn't hurt me at all. But it's just kind of funny, like, where I pulled a name out of my ass all of a sudden. My FPS is much higher now, too. I jacked it down to 1080p. I play on a 1440p monitor. And then my OBS translates it to stream it in a 720 format. So, like, it kind of causes a little bit of rougher quality for you guys, as well as it's harder on the computer because it's trying to compute 3 different resolutions at a time. Oh, no, I'm not stuck. It's not like... It's not like a bug that hurts me. It's just, you know, they gave me information that I gave that guy information that I never actually found or talked to anyone to receive. So, like, the whole time, we didn't have a name for the guy. And then for some reason, it gave me the dialogue options to be like, hey, here's his name. Holy shit, the horse is not happy. And I believe the hut was somewhere over here. Ginger!
You can return home. It was hard work to convince them, so please don't get into trouble when you go back.
Thank you. I'd like to give you something, but I've got nothing, except if you're ever traveling by way of Neuhof, stop by and I'll show you something with the horses.
Oh, he's gonna teach me some horseback riding or something. Oh, I'm out of a good vape juice. I'm like squeezing the last bit out of it. Alright, that one's garbage. Computer's super intelligent. Get dumb as bricks. I don't think it's, are you talking about my resolution problem? It's my fault for getting a monitor so big. Like, it's great when I'm not streaming because I can run everything on full max. But I only have an i5, so I have no multi-threading. So streaming can actually be pretty difficult sometimes for me, depending on the game. Oh no. Everything's gone all fucking cattywampus again. What changed? Fading in and out of existence. I don't know. All I did was move around slightly. No, there's no sunlight because I don't have a window. I can't figure out why the screen is acting funny now. It was fine up until, like, I put garbage in the garbage. Well, I have a window, but there's a garbage bag over it, yes. But, like, no sunlight could really get into it anyways. Like, sorta, but, like, no direct light, I should say. Okay, that's gonna bother the shit out of me. Maybe I am ascending to heaven. That didn't really fix it. Oh, I had it all perfect and everything. I don't know what the hell I did. I think that's close enough. I think it might be working. And I don't know why. Every time I minimize, it's like, no, you're going to go borderless. It's these moments in between gameplay that makes me laugh. Ah! I still don't got fucking shoes. Got some nasty ass hobbit feet here. You're nasty, Henry. You're nasty. What's happening? Never has there been such a difficult bush. Alright, ooh. You discovered an accident. Aw. I was in an accident. My mom said I was a happy surprise. Find out where the limping bandit lives. So we just have to find a bandit that's just not walking quite right. Hey, there's people down there. I bet they know where someone limps.
citizens. Move along. There's nothing to see here.
If that's what you call nothing to see, I'd like to know what something to see looks like.
You tell him.
By the keys of St. Peter, this is all I need. We'll have to send word to Sir Hanush.
That might not be necessary.
Who are you?
I'm Henry of Skalitz, in the service of Hanush's Captain Bernard. I'm investigating the attack at Neuhof, and I think this could be related.
Well, I'm the bailiff of Auschwitz. And I say we don't want any of that kind of trouble around here.
Auschwitz.
What makes you think this has anything to do with Neuhof?
One of the folk at the stud farm recognized someone from Auschwitz among the bandits.
We have no bandits or murderers around here.
Really? They say he had a limp?
Shit. Well, allow me to introduce you to Limpy Lubosh. Or all that's left of him.
Damn.
Sakra. Nothing's ever easy. I'll have to take a look around and ask a few more questions, if that's all right with you.
You can take this mess off my hands and welcome to it. As for what else there is to find out, I don't know. But look and ask all you like.
Yeah, shoes are just keeping me down, Mandy. I couldn't find a nice pair of Jordans, so we're going barefoot. Jordans or nothing.
Who was Limpy Lubosh?
A poor crofter and a scoundrel. Can't say I'm too surprised what happened to him. He kept company with all sorts of vermin. He was always getting into some kind of trouble. Punch-ups in the tavern and what have you.
How come he limped?
He got that from some villainy or brawl a long time ago.
Has he been up to anything suspicious lately?
I don't know. The last few days he didn't go anywhere. He was home the whole time. But he always kept everyone in the village at arm's length.
Did he have any kith or kin in the village?
None. A loner he was. I don't know the last time I saw him with anyone.
Do you happen to know where he was on the night of the Neuhof raid?
I've no idea. He kept his distance from other folk, so you never knew if he was away or holed up at home.
Okay.
When did you find the body? And did anyone see anything?
Just now. And nobody saw or heard anything. I don't know how they could gut him like that without someone hearing him scream.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
I don't know how I can help.
That's all for noob stuff,
Ask
Mandy.
if you must.
These are man's feet.
Who was
Dirty
this
and
Lubosh?
disgusting the way God intended.
You could
Praise
see
be
at first
Jesus
glance he
Christ.
was no good. I kept well out of his way.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
There wasn't sight or sound of him for a long time. And then yesterday, he turned up at the church and even talked to the parish priest. I never saw him do that before. Probably had a bad conscience.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I don't think he was home. I didn't see him all day.
Do you know who Lubosh used to spend time with? Kin or friends?
As far as I know, he had nobody at all in this world.
That's all. Thank you. I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Ask away.
Who was this Lubosh who was murdered?
He was a drunkard and a beast, and lazy too. Idle hands are the devil's tools.
Have you noticed any...
The only thing seemed suspicious was how a rogue like him suddenly started going to church.
Do you know what
What do I care about that?
Do you know who Lubosh...
He was always a loner.
Okay, so we have to talk to a priest.
Thank you.
Hey!
Who's Mash?
Jesus Christ be praised.
Indeed, my friend.
I've come in the name of
Of course.
that man Lubos.
He was a drunk who was always looking for a fight.
Have you noticed any?
Well,
Do you know what Lub?
not a clue.
Do you know anyone Lub?
He was a loner.
Okay, so it's really
That's
just
all.
down to the priest.
Hey,
Hey! Happy Easter, everyone. Aren't you guys glad Jesus is back? I know I, for one, missed him. I mean, everyone needs a vacation, right? I do not troll, sir. I am a man of God. Who's yelling up here? Is anyone playing dice? No. What the fuck is this guy doing? Whoa. A priest with a fucking sword.
The blessings of our good Lord be with you, Father. I'm here in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. Can I ask you a few questions?
It seems Sir Hanush is employing children as investigators. But ask as you wish, boy. I hope...
Did you know Lubos?
A bit of a lost soul. Simple, rough fellow, but at heart I don't think he was such a bad person.
Did you notice anything suspicious recently?
My child. All sorts of suspicious things have been going on recently. People like Lubos don't know what to do about it, and sometimes they do stupid things.
That's really not a lot of help to me, Father.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Do you know what Lubos was doing on the day Neuhoff was raided?
Unfortunately, I do know. And I'd like to help you with your investigation, but I can't.
What?
I'm bound by certain vows that forbid me to tell you.
Vows more important than catching dangerous murderers?
There are laws of God above the laws of man, son. And one of those is the sanctity of the confessional.
Father, surely you can't be serious. There must be situations in which you can make an exception.
There are things that apply always, no matter what the circumstances, and this is one of them.
But Lubos is dead. You can't hurt him, but if you don't tell me, more innocent people may die.
If I told you, I would be betraying a vow that's a cornerstone of the Holy Church. If people believe the sanctity of the confessional couldn't be trusted...
Worse than the death of innocent Christians?
No one escapes.
I see you know how to wield a sword. I wouldn't have expected that from a man.
With a stick. I practiced with a stick. Reminder of my youth and days gone by.
Father, Lubos was my only lead to the Neuhoff raiders. Only he could tell me who was responsible for that massacre. If I don't find out who it was, it will probably happen again. Surely you wouldn't want that.
I wouldn't. But I can't betray the sanctity of the confession.
Oh my god, this guy.
I'll tell you what. Give me some time and I'll try to think up some way of helping you. Suppose we talk it over in the evening. In the tavern. Over a cup of good wine. Maybe we'll come up with something.
All right. Thank you, Father.
Okay, so he just wants me to get him drunk so he has an excuse. Sounds good. Is that guy talking about some girl's tits?
You live
Wonderful melons.
I mean here, in the presbytery.
Yeah, right here.
In the presbytery? With the parish priest?
Oh no, he's actually
Yes.
selling vegetables. My
What's the
bad.
matter? Don't you like me?
Yes, of course I like you.
So why are you surprised Godwin likes me too?
I'm not. I mean, I see.
Oh god. Get out of here. Hey buddy, nice melons.
God be with you.
What did I just do? Oops. We got ourselves fat again. But at least we're full. Okay, we'll go talk to the rest of the citizens and figure out more about Lubash. But it seems like the priest is going to be our only option. And look how like nice and peaceful this place looks. It doesn't seem like a bad place to live, in like at least in this world. But I'm also expecting somewhere for me to be where the humans are going to raid again. It seems like what's the major turning point in every section of this game. The Sigismund guys. Oh shit, everyone left. Let's go take another peek at them. Oh, they took him down. Oops. Oh, that went a lot better. Did this guy not sleep? We'll sleep for an hour just to save. It looks boring but beautiful, but which sounds like a paradox, but it's true. But I don't think that's a paradox. Because one doesn't necessarily have to do with the other. I can talk to the trader and sell some stuff, if there's any other ones at least. It really takes a long time to like level up your like stamina and stuff like that just by running around. Like you wouldn't say Shades of Grey is beautiful. The color or the books. fair, but
Back-bellied sinners who call themselves servants of God. Do they think they are greater in the eyes of God than the poor fisherman who lives without sin? But the sacred scripture speaks clearly.
okay, my dude. Wait, what's that up there? Is that like a rotten apple? Hey, this is the trader. What's up, my dude?
God be with you.
And also with you. Yep. You can sell cobwebs? Okay. I didn't know you could loot them in the first place. Is this the scribe? Oh, just a villager.
Good day to you. What do you need?
Another thing about Lubos. The parish priest here in Uzhitz, he's a peculiar sort of fellow. I noticed he's quite...
He is indeed. He's as hard as nails. More than once he's intervened in a brawl in the tavern and sat everyone on their asses. He's not to be taken lightly.
Alright.
That he acquired those skills at the seminary.
You know how it goes. The nobles send their youngest sons to study for the priesthood, and our parish priest has blue blood in him. He probably learnt to fight at home before he went to university. But I heard something happened and he was roving the world for a while.
My respects to you.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Light.
Of course.
That man Lubos.
He was a drunk who was always looking for a...
No, it's all the same shit.
That's all. Thank you.
I'd like to learn to read.
You? You don't look like... Bear in mind, it won't be all that easy. You'll need plenty...
I'll think it over and come...
Yeah, we'll learn to read after we do our quest with the priest.
Hear ye, good people.
I don't know what reading is going to do for me in this game, though. I hope it does something good. The baker. What's over here? The grocer. Shouldn't this be the evening-ish? Jesus, where's that priest?
All the best.
Innkeeper, villager, villager. Villager, villager. The bailiff. Is he still off practicing swords and shit? Hey, there he is. Why Snapchat sending me a message? Easter or April Fools?
Holy Mother Church, as if she were not holy at all. We even have
I hate town criers. Jeez, walk through the lady.
I'm sorry I can't tell you everything. But maybe we can work something out. But first I'd like to hear something about you, my son. With whom do I have the honor? Where are you from?
I'm from Skalitz.
Oh. I'm sorry. What about your kin?
They're dead.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Here, we'll drink to them. It must have been terrible.
It was terrible. It seemed so pointless. We had no warning. They just appeared and began the slaughter. God knows why. They killed anyone who didn't make it to the shelter of the castle. My parents, my girl, even the Deutsch who was on Sigismund's side. I didn't make it to the castle. I wanted to try and help my parents, but there was nothing I could do. They almost killed me. They slaughtered people in the surrounding villages. There was a pile of bodies in front of the church in Rovno.
My poor child. May God... And how did you come to get this assignment?
He did, but I found a witness and the trail led here to Ujits, so he sent me here to follow it up.
Ah, well, congratulations. It's nice to see someone using their head to find things out instead of torture. We'll have to drink to that. Now the most important thing. What actually happened in Noyo? The good folks hereabout are saying all kinds of terrible things, but I take most of it with a pinch of salt.
The rumors aren't exaggerated this time, unfortunately. The Neuhof stud farm was raided by bandits, but they didn't come to pillage or even take the horses. They only wanted to kill. They maimed the horses and slaughtered some people. I'm sure they would have killed more, but the bandits quarreled among themselves and broke off the attack. And judging by what's left of our Lubosh, they're still settling accounts.
I see it's every bit as bad as people claimed. Dreadful. Well then, here's to those poor souls who had to die so pointlessly and so terribly.
I've told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father. You don't look much like our parish priest at home. I noticed you're pretty handy with a sword. I wouldn't expect that of a man of the cloth.
You know what they say. The Lord moved...
But this is a bit more mysterious.
Let's just say I haven't always been a priest. Fate led me to... These days, of course, it's just a bit of...
I notice there's a woman living with you at the presbytery.
What of it? Have you never met a cleric who lives with a woman before? Mother Church won't let me take her to wife. Too afraid it might lose its property to any heirs she bore me. But she cooks and cleans and, well, As a man, I have my needs.
I'm not sure the parish priest at St. James would agree with you.
I heard he was a bit odd.
I like this guy.
Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to business. So, about this confessional seal. Do you really want more innocent people to die?
Henry, that's not how it works. There are matters in which you can't make exceptions because if you do it once, if people stop believing in the church because their confessional secrets are betrayed, they won't trust.
I understand, but that means I've reached a dead end. Those cutthroats will strike again, and I can't stop them.
Chin up, lad. I might have a solution.
What?
If I tell you what Lubos told me, I'd be betraying the confessional secret. But first thing tomorrow, I'll try something I think might help you.
Word of honor?
On my soul.
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation. Where on earth do you get the ideas for your sermons?
Well, Ujits is in Prague. It's not enough to instruct people. They have to be entertained, too. If I only read from the Bible, I'd soon be preaching to an empty church.
Our priest wasn't exactly a bard. So what do you preach to your flock about?
It has to be something topical. Condemning vices. And, of course, describing them in detail. The tongue-lashing about the two popes goes down well these days. And stories from real life, with a nice moral to them, are popular as well. Especially if they're about fornication and similar scandalous vices.
Can you give me an example?
Well, recently a priest by the name of Jan Hus started preaching in Prague, in the Czech language, and the people liked it. I hear he always has a full house. A journeyman who heard him told me what Hus is preaching, and I like the sound of it. I'm thinking about putting it in my own repertoire.
What's so amazing about it?
The preaching of Master Jan Hus about Mother Church. The lamentable wealth in which the church is drowning has turned to poison. And nearly the whole of Christendom is contaminated. Just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on this land to devour every grain of gold, and they know no mercy. Their hearts are corrupted by longing for wealth. And they shame. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay and you will have absolution. What if the devil himself were to pay? Would he ascend to heaven too? With such money gained from the poor, they buy beautiful horses to ride and needless servants to pamper them. They gamble at dice and dress their whores in expensive fur. While Jesus Christ walked barefoot and had no place to lay his
Hey,
head.
I walk barefoot.
Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too. Amen.
Well, this Jan Hus character is quite a rebel.
Oh, the congregation will love it.
I don't doubt it.
Let's drink to that.
He loves his drink.
Funny. That last bit reminds me of someone.
What do you mean? My situation's completely different. Huth preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the poor. Look at me. I don't have a pot to piss in. I'm no better off than the folk I preach to. I'm one with them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them. I drink with them and curse those stuffed habits in Sasau Monastery.
Don't you think it's a bit odd when someone boozes and lives in sin with a woman and then criticizes the Pope for debauchery?
No, I don't.
What do you think of this Jan Hus?
He's certainly a wise man. A little overzealous for my taste. If he got out of Prague and came here for a look, I'm sure he'd stop condemning drinking and lying with women.
Where can I find out more about his teachings?
You like it? I copied down some of his sermons, if you're interested.
What do the common folk think of it?
They like it. They're happy to hear someone say what they think themselves, but are afraid to say aloud. Things that in a few years it'll have grown beyond control. You mark my words, the people will rise.
Yeah, unless they burn him at this.
Nonsense. They can't burn a master of the most
Thanks for the sermon, but I think I've been... Oh, it's getting quite late.
What do you suppose? We have a drink, of course.
ale for me.
Are we gonna get drunk with the priest? Let's get drunk with the priest.
That sounds like a good plan.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
You reached a new level in drinking? Wow, what a skill. It's about time Henry has a good night. Oh, now we're doing dice? Wait, a priest is gambling?
Enough of this! Bailiff! Come on over here, sit down and have a drink with us.
Don't vex me again, Father. It's 3 hours past dusk, and curfew is long gone.
So what?
So, I'll have you all whipped and put in the stocks, and I'll write a letter to the bishop about you, priest.
Well,
Oh, no.
nothing to worry about then. Everyone knows the only one around here who can ride is me.
Enough! Men, throw them out.
You looking for a fight? Henry, back me up.
Oh, shit.
All right, now you're dead.
Hear ye, good people. Such iniquities are happening in the church, and yet we are not holy at all. We even have
You that one. Well, is that yeah.
Where'd the priest go?
I'd love to. And Henry, too, I'm sure. Right, Henry?
Stop that nonsense, Godwin. Are you out of your mind? What will people say?
They can say what they like. What do I care? What do they do to me? Watch the step, my dear. Careful, you don't hurt yourself.
This is getting crazy. Hey, Chase,
Here
what's
we
up?
are. Look at this beauty.
We can't do this, can we?
Who says? Get ringing, wench.
This is wonderful.
Bloody oath. And now, my dears, comes the climax of the evening.
Godwin, you old goat.
Come here.
The priest has mounted up. What do you say, Henry? Shall we take a little
This game, though. God, I hope I don't end up with a child. We're still drunk?
Are you
What the fuck?
Well, I have to say that was a fine evening.
I fucking love this game. We just got fucking hammered as shit with a priest.
Godwin, you beast! Get up! Do you hear me? Wake up, you drunkards!
Oh, fucking hell. Where the... Oh, what the... Oh, who the hell are you? Oh, Henry. My great friend, Henry. And we have a wonderful time.
Well, you certainly did, you old lecher. Now you better pull yourself together quick. You haven't much time. There's some water and something to eat on the table there, but if I were you, I would move my hairy arse before my flock eats me alive.
Oh, step on in my head. My guts. My poor suffering stomach. What was that woman on about?
You just ate?
Before my flock eats me
Eat
alive.
some more.
I've forgotten something. What have I forgotten?
A sermon?
Where the fuck am I? What the fuck was it? Mass! Oh shit, I have to say mass. I gotta say mass. You have to help me.
How? You're the priest.
I can't do it in this state. Maybe the liturgy. But I have to give a sermon as well. Oh, this is a disaster. They're gonna excommunicate me.
I'd like to help you, but...
You can. You can do the sermon for me.
What? So, first I investigate a murder no one wants investigated. Then I drunkenly keep the whole town up all night. And now you want me to preach at them from the pulpit? Do you want them to burn us at the stake?
No. No, I've got it. Suppose that Sir Radzig's protege. You just came from studying in Prague. And you want to share the words of Master Jan Hus, who you recently heard preaching there. Henry, look. From what I remember, we might have overdone it a bit last night. And if the bailiff or someone else complains about me, the bishop's gonna have my guts for garters. So I'd appreciate it. Stop gaping at me like a stuffed squirrel and start helping.
You're mad. You're stark raving mad.
I'm not. It's a perfect plan. It's flawless. Oh. How about this? If you help me with this, I'll tell you who Lubosh's cronies are.
Who's going to betray the church? After all that preaching.
So all at once the confessional seal isn't so sacred?
Don't mock me.
We'll never get away with it.
Not if you make a hat. No, neither can I.
What do you want me to do?
I'll go and start the liturgy. Then I'll introduce you. You give no need to drag it out. If it turns out well, I'll...
Christ almighty.
Wonderful.
What? What the hell are you doing?
Huh?
Wait, what's my nourishment? Jeez, I'm still 91. Alright, we're gonna go give a am I still drunk?
show up. The swill pop.
Look at him. He can hardly walk after his capers last night.
You were with them, you beast.
Throw up.
He's still messed up.
I couldn't sleep a wink last night with all that clamor.
In nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Accepit panem in sanctas at venerabiles a manus suas.
Did he just throw up in the goblet?
Ac facite in meam commemorationem. Brothers and sisters, you may have had the honor of meeting Henry from Skalitz, who is here at the behest of Sir Hanush to investigate that heinous crime at Neuhof. You might not know that Henry recently visited Prague, where, by the grace of God, was able to hear Master Jan Hus from the esteemed Charles University preaching. I've managed to persuade Henry to stand here today in my stead and tell us what he heard. Because, as you all probably know,
I can't believe he's just lying to everyone.
Is a very popular preacher in Prague. So, Henry, you may begin.
All right, listen up, you motherfuckers. I'm about to learn you some God.
Brothers and sisters, let me get straight to the point. I'd like to talk about the church and how corrupt it is.
That boy has a cheek.
Creation has given to every man the power by which he might rule the whole world. But that power does not give him the right to rule. That right belongs to God alone. It is the corruption of God's pastors here on earth that has brought misfortune on our heads. Plague, humans, hunger, and chaos. The accursed wealth that the church is drowning in is poisoning almost the whole of Christendom. When dogs are fighting over a bone, take the bone and they will stop. Just like the flock of ravens that has descended on this land to peck up every speck of gold and silver. They show no mercy. Their hearts are poisoned by covetousness. They trade everything.
We're really getting into
this.
this.
For sale. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay, and you will have absolution. And the prelates sin and give themselves absolution.
For shame! Shame upon them!
And what sins? They live with harlots and keep concubines, even though only marital intercourse for the purpose of procreation is pure. If someone takes a woman or man only to satisfy their own lust, who seduces them to do so but Satan? And how much darker the sin if that man is a servant of the church? Who can turn his face to God, who fornicates and then puts on priestly robes?
Nothing we don't know about already.
Enough about sin, which the prelates are so fond of preaching about, and whose absolution they promise if you only pay enough coin to Mother Church. What if the devil himself were to pay? Will the bishops tell us he too would ascend to heaven? And what about those bishops? They sin without remorse, and with the money grasped from the poor for indulgences, they keep fine horses and hordes of servants to pamper them. They play dice and garb their mistresses in expensive furs, while Christ,
the Lamb of God, walked barefoot and had nowhere to lay his head? Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too.
Down with the prelates! Away with them!
We're fortunate to have our good Father Godwin. At least he's a fair and simple man.
God sees what is happening on earth, and he is filled with righteous wrath that those who should seek the salvation of souls instead seek mammon and the idle comfort of lucrative posts. Blessed are the shepherds who share the poverty of their flock, who are as one with you.
When did we become so
and
well
bear
spoken?
with you the burden of this earthly pilgrimage, who do not condemn your venial sins.
Aye, all honor to Godwin. Let him drink like one of us.
That is all I heard in Prague. Amen.
Whew. I think we pulled it off. Oh, don't puke.
The lad spoke well, considering what a soak he is.
He's right, that huss.
The young man shouldn't drink so much, but the Lord's given him a
I'm
silver
glad he
tongue.
came here. I don't suppose I'll ever get to Prague, and he told it nicely.
Hey, everyone's happy. We did it. Why is everyone giving me shit? Don't tell me you wouldn't have chose to drink with the priest.
Well, my boy, you have talent, and I can't deny it. And you pulled a thorn from my side. I almost didn't make it.
Yeah, I noticed. I wasn't the only one.
Oh, what's to be done? I'll make it up somehow.
So, about our bargain.
Although it's a sin.
So gluttony and fornication.
God does forgive a penitent.
So, what did Limpy Lubosh tell you? Was he at Neuhof that day? Who was with him? And where are they now?
Now slow down. I'm sorry, but he didn't tell me that much.
Don't let me down after all I've been through. For you?
Well, now Lubosh came to me shortly after it happened. And his conscience was gnawing at him. And I must say, in the end, he turned out to be a better man than he looked. He said they'd been hired through some crony of theirs. And at first they were just to steal some horses. But then it all turned sour and people started getting killed. And neither he nor his cronies wanted anything to do with that. So they fell out from the gang and fled.
Fell out? Yeah, there was a body found in the woods by Neuhof.
That would explain something. Lubosh kept jabbering that he wasn't a murderer, that he didn't want to do it.
So I know that Lubosh killed the murderer and he's dead too. The trouble is, I need to find the ones who are still alive. I need names.
I wouldn't. I value my anal virginity too much.
Did he mention any
Oh
of yours?
God, Zeph.
Only nicknames.
But this one has a wife.
Talked about some fella called Riki from Ledechko. Pius, Timmy.
Pious. That lot are about as pious as I am ordained.
Nonsense. You would make an excellent priest. And anyhow, with your skills, you ought to be able to sniff out this Riki from Ledechko, right?
Well, we'll have to now. There's not much else to go on. Let's hope he's not hanging from the wall too.
Indeed. And I'd hate to be excommunicated for nothing. Anyhow, good luck. You watch out for yourself. These people clearly mean business. And I'd like to raise a tankard with you again sometime.
Yeah, I'll try. Although I'm not sure I'd survive another night of your debauchery.
And if anyone should ask, you heard nothing from me. I'll deny everything.
I don't doubt it.
Wow. Wow. That was actually probably one of the funniest experiences in this game. That priest really knows how to party. Alright, let's go to the scribe and learn how to read. Where does he live again? Oh, back here. Oh, it's that house.
God be with you. I've come to ask...
Why, bear in mind...
Alright. I don't want to waste time. We can get started.
Very well. I will require some groschen from you, though, and set aside at least a couple of days so I can put you through your paces.
Here are your groschen.
Then we may as well start.
Alright, we're gonna lose a couple days, but we'll learn how to read.
He did break his vow, but better than to dishonor it here. May he follow his heart. Wake up, lad. It's time we were getting on. So, let's see you read a bit. There's a book here on the table. Try to read it.
Will I manage?
You ought to be able to. It's a simple text. Come back once you've worked your way through it.
Being able to read was a very rare skill in the Middle Ages, and a common blacksmith's son certainly wouldn't have been literate. You can open a book and try and make sense out of the glyphs, but in the end you will have to find someone who can teach you at least shit. One Eddie countryman going to the nest of his goose found there's an egg all yellow and glittering. When he took it up, it was heavy as lead, and he was going to throw it away, because he thought a trick had been played upon him. But he took it home on second thought, and then soon found to his delight that it was an egg of pure gold. Every morning the same thing occurred, and he soon became rich by selling his eggs. As he grew rich, he grew greedy, and thinking to get at once all the gold the goose could give, he killed it and opened it, only to find nothing.
I've read the book.
Wonderful. So tell me, what have you learned?
That being greedy doesn't pay.
Excellent. You're one of my most talented pupils. You've uncovered the meaning hidden in the letters. Like I told you, books are valuable, and the words that you place in them ought to be no less so.
Does that mean that I can read then?
Yes, you have the foundation. Remember, my boy, the pen
You
is
took too
mightier
long to
than the
answer.
sword.
Now I gotta run
To
Equinox?
fully learn
What?
your way around words will take a lot more reading yet. Now we'll move on to the second lesson, which will be much harder.
I don't know what you're
Many
talking about. Are
books
you playing
written in
Dota or
Latin,
something?
The language of erudite and religious men. If you really want to be able to read, there's no getting away from Latin. There's a book on the table with some text. Read it and then come back. You need not understand it, but you should master the letters.
I only just managed the fable about the goose, and now you're asking me to tackle Latin.
You're a clever lad. You'll manage.
Warframe? I have no idea how I'm supposed to read that.
I read the page.
So tell me, Distrupule, what's written there?
Nullus est...
Good heavens! Don't tell me you haven't had lessons before. Excellent. Well, there's nothing more I can teach.
Thank you, Domine. I'm feeling a lot wiser.
Does it improve now? No. I'm tempted to tell you about the amazing hidden menu in this game that can only be accessed by pressing Alt F4, but I'm not quite mean enough. Yeah. You and your stale memes. Press Alt F4 to pay respects. Where's my horse? Ah! Shit, he got here in 2 seconds. Why is I'm offended? Well, you're gonna have to use a meme that's not, like, pretty much as old as I am. That meme is older than Steam is. I used to say that to kids back when I played Warcraft 2. That was my first online game. Alright, we're going back to see a girl. Or maybe we're not. Shit. I used to do that to kids in Minecraft.
Ah! Watch where you're going, you lout! You nearly killed me!
Did you also tell him to increase their up dog?
Hey! Turn out to find a horse, idiot! Take this! Thank you, neighbor.
I can't believe you, Zeph. You're bullying poor kids. I don't remember the location for that quest. They deserved it for being poor kids trying to have an enjoyable time and you're out there looting their diamonds. Mandy, I think he needs to be punished. Let's put him in the town square and start throwing tomatoes. If you haven't noticed, ever since I started playing this game, I'm a man of God now. I can't have such atrocities. I can't let him go unpunished. Now, where's our girl? First, we're gonna eat her soup.
Good day, Henry.
Where is she? Oh, she's back here.
I'd like to know...
So, how'd you like it in Rattay?
It's a big town with good strong walls, so I suppose we're safe here. And they took us in our hour of need.
What do you think of the Lord here, Sir Hanush?
He comes from the glorious line of the Lords of Lipa. Folks say he's a bit hot-headed.
Who's this Sir Hans Capon?
He's actually the real Lord of Rete, and Sir Hanush is only his guardian, because Sir Hans is underage and his father is dead. Folks say he's a...
That's all. So, how have you been?
I can't stop thinking about Skalitz.
I know. It was hell. But life has to go on. Why not clear your head and try to forget about it? At least for now.
What do you mean?
Do you feel like a walk?
That's not a bad idea. It's getting too late now. But if you pick me up during the day, I'll be glad to take a...
As her ladyship commands?
Alright, so it's too late in the day. She blew us off. She lost her chance. No, we're not courting her. Either come now or never. You fix it so all your shoulders will fit, and then you promptly move into the left and... What? I'm sorry, I can never sit comfortable in a computer chair. Like, I don't know if you can tell on stream, but I never put my feet on the floor. It's always sitting cross-legged or like a leg up. I really just like sitting in the, I guess, the traditional way of sitting American style. I think I was meant to be like an Indian or an Asian or something. Let's go deliver that ring finally. Because I'm going to end up selling it by mistake someday. Shit. I guess I could take a land bridge. Come on, horse, you can do it. Yeah. Whoa. Slow down there. I always have an excuse for literally being part Native American.
God save Henry.
How does she know who I am? Can I just like waltz right in? Guess not. Or I guess I can, but I don't know where he's to. Is the Lord around or what? Hello? There should be a miller around here. Ah! Whoops. Help, I'm drowning. I'm trapped forever. Little hobbit door. Yeah, I remember you telling me you had some kind of heritage there.
I'm looking for someone they call Riki.
That's the Tanner's son, Hinnick.
Where can I find him?
Hard to say. He's not around here much. Thank God for some more blessings.
What can you tell me about this Hinnick?
What can I tell you? No, he's none too popular. No one cares to talk to him.
Why not?
Well, I'm not.
Alright, see you later, Zeph. Thanks for stopping by.
But I heard he keeps bad company.
I will.
What's the Tanner like? Hinnick's father.
The less I see of him, the better. He's not exactly sparkle.
Why do they call him Riki anyway?
Why do you think? Because he's a Tan?
So why don't people...
The old Tanner's not an easy man, but a son should never let his father down. Hinnick does nothing to help. He's always far too busy with his own affairs.
And does no one at all talk to him?
That harlot Adela hangs around with him, of course. She works as a bathhouse wench.
Oh shit, he was sitting on the table.
Jesus Christ be praised.
Miller Peshek from Ratai sent me with this ring for you.
A ring?
Here it is.
Useless fucking bauble. You must be Henry, right? Peshek told me about you.
What the... Why did you throw it away? Do you know how much trouble I had to get it?
Like I said, it's a piece of junk. It was just a test to see if you've got the balls to work for the miller. It's a custom of ours, testing fledglings in the trade with a knife. We need to see if you'll be hobbled by pointless principles, or if you're willing to use your head.
What am I to do with these things I pilfer? No one will...
Buying and selling stolen goods is a crime. But if there were... Not that I'd buy them from you, but I could, store them.
So if someone loses something, and I happen to find it, I can bring...
That's the arrangement.
I've got some goods here whose...
All right.
Let's talk about the price.
Naturally.
Here, with a little something on top for
Shit.
good measure.
My word, thank you kindly.
So, is he able to give me jobs to steal?
Do you need help with anything?
Just in time. There is a certain matter I need. You may have heard that Sir Robard of Townburg is a stickler for having all his...
The commander of the guard? Sir Robard?
It's like this. I want you to break into the Townburg armory and steal...
Ah, and once Sir Robard finds some of his guardsmen...
He'll see to the commander of the guard, who's the only one with keys and answerable for their safekeeping. When Robard finds out he's losing, take at least 5 Wafford rocks to make it up.
Consider it done.
I'll burn them to get rid of the evidence.
I'd like you to teach me how to be better at stealth.
Certainly.
I'd like to practice the basics.
All right, but it'll cost you.
Isn't that quite a lot? What do you say to this?
You won't convince me with that. Agreed. Now listen up.
Where do I find, I guess it'd be under agility? Skills, maybe? Stealth, too. Shit, it really costs a lot to do stuff like that, so I'm gonna have to find, like, a lot of stolen goods. Nothing like being a common thief. Oh shit.
Don't try anything stupid. Hey, give on all deliverance.
Wait, where's my weapons?
You call that combat?
Oh fuck, I messed up. I shouldn't have came.
Ow.
You're going to cry now. I'm gonna enjoy this.
No, you fast one. Bring it on! You'll get what for. Come here, little.
Ow.
I'm going to enjoy this.
What's the getting? Let you stay. Hold man.
Is that all you... Is that...
Shit. I might actually win this fight.
Shit!
Oh fuck.
I'll let you go. The weapon stays here.
So be it.
¿Qué más cómo on?
Wait, I'm gonna take his boots. Any shoes? Yeah. Who is this guy?
What have we got here? Yours.
Fuck! The very last guy. We're gonna win the fight this time. That's if they're there.
Don't try anything stupid. Just turn the fuck off! Where did you come from? Better get lost sharpish, or you'll be sorry.
Fuck!
Is that the best you can do?
Fucker!
You'll get one for.
Damn! Well, look here. What the hell?
Can I talk to any of them?
Mother of God. What? Who's there? What's going on there?
Hey, who's there?
that?
Hey, we finally got some shoes. This guy got gloves as well. There, we're finally fully clothed. Okay, so it changed it. It just put guards there instead of humans. So it's an encounter that's supposed to happen, but it doesn't really matter which side does it. Because last time I had to fight them all.
Put that weapon away, damn it. Good day, Henry.
I like how people know who I am now. That's pretty cool. What's this? Talk to Riki's father. The bathhouse wench. The butcher, the bailiff. It's the trader. Or no, that's a tailor. Alright, I'll discover the points of interest first. It's the grocer. Trader. I gotta go over there. Butcher. Tavern. Ooh, can I play dice against anyone here?
There, satisfied?
Good God, you look terrible. Did someone attack you?
Fancy throwing a few dice?
Huh. Started right with a bust. Oh my lord.
Your turn.
Well, I beat him that hand.
That's all.
He's a lot more careful of a player than the last guy I played.
Coming right up.
Pour me an ale.
Fuck! This guy's good.
Now you.
May the Lord watch over you, Henry.
Come on, bust. Bust.
There, satisfied?
That's it.
Cheers!
Shit, he only needs 100 more points. Soul 1 will win him.
No luck tonight.
Oh, I crushed his spirits.
God be with you.
So you know this Hinnock? Can you tell me something about him?
Not much, I confess.
Why's that?
No one with a nose likes spending too much time around tenors. And that
What can you tell me about the old courier?
Aw. I'm about to go now soon too. I gotta go finish the last bit of my paper. I got about another 2 hours work on it. I need supper.
Why do they call Hinnock Riki anyway?
He's a tenor, isn't he? If you're ever downwind of him, you'll understand. Tanning isn't a trade.
True enough. But...
Well, the Hinnock's nature is no sweet.
Don't tell me there's not a single...
He's been seen around.
Why has he got...
I heard he got a taste of the pillory in Ratai for thieving.
So a bit more than...
Just so.
Okay. That's enough for me. I'm gonna go grab some supper. Thank you for stopping by, Mandy, and anyone else that came by. Chase was here at some point. Zeph was here, but he's gone. Anyone else that may have lurked. I will likely be streaming again later tonight, but it's not going to be for a couple hours, I don't imagine. Alright, so I'll see you then, or if not, I'll see you tomorrow.